Probably by this title, Peace Family, sorry. Probably by this title, people probably think I'm talking about the something that just popped off that kind of shook up the conscious community. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there are YouTubers. There are people out there on YouTube that are disguising themselves as Black Power. They are disguising themselves as conscious. And conscious to me, I believe there's levels to consciousness, and I really do believe consciousness starts with yourself. Consciousness starts with applying the information and the knowledge and the education that you've learned and you've received to yourself. That's what it's about. If you haven't begun that process, then you haven't even started it. So in my opinion, that's how consciousness kind of flows. Excuse me, fam, let me see for a second, sorry. Just excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that, family. Yeah, so in my opinion, like I said, consciousness starts with yourself. Consciousness starts within it. It starts with how, because it's not just about reading and knowing the information. It's not just about filling our heads up with the knowledge, because being the fact that knowledge is infinite, we're going to always absorb that. But it's about, what we've done with it now that we possess this information. How we've applied it to ourselves, to make ourselves better. What strides have we taken in order to correct ourselves and correct our behavior? It's about growth. It's about, once I have this knowledge, how am I, using it towards my progression? How am I progressing with it? So, and in regards to this conscious community, majority of the people, when you first come across this conscious community, what do you hear? You hear about religions, you hear about ideologies, you hear about history, you hear about origination, you hear about culture, you hear about, heritage, you hear about all the above. So being the fact that we hear about all this, and what people speak on, in regards to the revolution, in regards to the oppression that we face, we speak on, achieving Black power. We speak on being pro-Black. We speak on, achieving Black unity, or at least solidarity. We speak on building up Black economic empowerment. We speak on, abstaining from the system and how to be self-sufficient, how to build up the nation, how to live off grid, what does boots on the ground pretty much entail, building up and restoring our communities, teaching and educating the people, so being there to keep them aware, also empower and uplift and inspire. So this is what we speak on, right? So it's about practicing what we preach. It's about taking the strides, and putting in the effort to achieve that. Right now, this is kind of like, the only outlet that we have, that we can connect pretty quickly, that can kind of go viral, and you can connect with people, in an instant, and, even globally, not just statewide, but globally. So this is like an easy tool for us to be using it. And besides just the connections that we do in person. And people are not, really standing up behind that. A lot of people are not putting that forth. A lot of people are not standing behind what the conscious community is supposed to be used for. It's about us melanated beings, becoming aware, for one, reversing everything, all the brainwash that we dealt with, so becoming aware and utilizing that to our benefit. Like I said, utilizing to progress ourselves individually and each other, collectively. So, and that would be your only purpose really in regards to the conscious community, because even when you might have people who differ, You might have people who disagree. You might have people who, you just kind of maybe, it's a little static there, and y'all just kind of oppose a little bit. That's understandable. That's common. That's something that's going to happen. We get that. Sometimes people can get a little heated discussions and debates, because, we're emotional beings, we're people, we're human, so that's common, but it's about, okay, realizing, faults, recognizing that, acknowledging that, working on how to adjust and how to correct, and make those corrections and correct yourself and your behavior, what for that entails apologizing and all that. And then, adapting to like, a more positive version of yourself, working on how to become that, applying those certain, methods and taking those strides and whatever to achieve that. So that's what it's about. It's not about stifling, one's growth. It's not about, keeping our people stagnant, because we dealt with that enough. It's not about keeping you stagnant, and stifling, and keeping you in the same position that oppression does. I'm not trying to re-brainwash you here and get you believing in, that it's going to be a savior. I'm not here to re-brainwash you and make you feel as though, integration, wasn't a failure. That integration didn't put a lot of us, or damn near, well, I'll say a lot of us, in the position that we're in regards to, the forms of genocide that we face, so, especially, poverty. So, I don't want to, re-brainwash my people. I don't want to get you in a point to where you feel as though you got to continuously support a country that continuously oppresses you. I'm not here to convince you of that. I'm not here to get you into the fact that I want to, bang and continuously bang, and on my people and not be about banging on this beast, obviously, and being about doing the work and putting the boots on the ground to achieve that. So I'm not here to do that. So when I see, a lot of people, in the YouTube version of the conscious community, not really standing behind what we say that we've been saying from day one. Like I started off the video, started off the stream, saying that what we were utilizing, the conscious community, this is what, if you came across it, this is what hopefully, people were seeking. Not to disrupt it, not to disturb it, not to take away from it, not to, excuse me, y'all, not to, kind of pull it down, you know what I mean? And, that's not the purpose. The purpose is to, try to get it back to, obviously probably what it started, what it was initiated, about, like I said, it's perfectly fine, I think, to, have a little, like I said, a little heated, whatever in regards to people, but it's not about staying there. It's not about just, sparking something or trying to make something where there isn't. It's not about just consistently degrading and downplaying and disrespecting, the race, of, the race that you're a part of. It's not about that. It's not about, praising the enemy. It's about trying to reverse a lot of that brainwash that we dealt with, where we've always banged on each other. We've always done that since slavery, and there was reasons, and a lot of those reasons came from white supremacy, because of whatever they was afforded or rewarded over turning on other, people of their own race, which is what we saw in Hidden Colors. No other race got rewarded except for, race of ourselves. So when I look at people, I start seeing today, because past is prelude. So I look at today, a lot of things stem out of that. This is why we have coons and crackers and all that today. So I look at the past. I look at, one actions today. I look at ones who, do the same action, which is bang on their people, turn against their people, strictly be on banging on their people, strictly be on discrediting and attacking their people, and, strictly be on, praising, our enemy, strictly making us feel as though, they're still a friend and they're not really an enemy, trying to re-brainwash us into that, to where we still have to rely on the oppressor and we can't be self-sufficient. and we can't do for ourselves. You know, when people that look like me possess my melanin, you know, all my skin folk ain't corn folk. So I realize that just because you look like me don't mean you actually for me. You actually for our race. But people who look like me, you know, stayed on that, like, you know, pretty much try to get us in the mindset or try to re-brainwash us into looking at the obese and the oppressor as a friend, and try to get us out of that to where we can still rep this red, white, and blue, and not push the RBG, not push our Ak, not push, you know, our spirituality, but push what was put on us in slavery, what was forced on us in slavery, push, you know, this red, white, and blue. You know, when people can do that, you know, I start questioning the reason. When people push integration, you know, as if that's not a failure. When people push interracial, as if diluting our melanin is something that's good for us, something that, you know, Malcolm X, you know, preached that diluting our melanin wasn't good for us. You know what I mean? So, you know, and it's not healthy for us. And what a lot of other people speak on, being with this supposedly non-race, you know what I mean? Because it's supposed to be a beast. You know what I mean? And when people push being with that, you know what I mean, as something that's not good for our DNA, you know, what would be the reason for it? So I start reflecting back to even, you know, the past and what people were put here for, to disrupt. And I start looking at, you know, because if you're not here to empower the community, you're not here to try to push the community and boost it and try to re-strengthen it and work on, you know, building and bridging gaps and building up that unity and building, you know, and restoring the black unity and the black family and between brotherhood and sisterhood and men and women. You know, when people want to continue the gender wars, they want to continue to bang on each other and bang on, you know, other black males and bang on black females and do this daily and strictly be on that and strictly disrespect, you know, females and brothers and sisters and strictly degrade them, while all in the same breath praising others. But degrade your race and disrespect their features and poke fun and slander them. And when people want to do all that, I mean, you have to look at all that type of behavior, because it's not about what I say, that if it's about me practicing what I preach. You know, you can't come out and say one thing that, you know, oh, I don't disrespect, but then in the same breath, here you are disrespecting and degrading and disrespecting other people and other sisters and brothers and degrading their features and whatnot, and poking fun at their features and, you know, and clan, you know what I mean? And things like that. I mean, it's hard and quick to believe assumptions and slander people and accuse them of doing certain things behind closed doors. And if you knew this person, or, you know, poking fun at, you know, other features and I mean, it's just not, it's not right. So, you know, and people can't say that, you know, they're one way. They're speaking like how I'm speaking to you right now, you know, and then they come off like that, but then they're not standing behind it. You know, I'm steady trying to work on myself. Yes, I'm going to deal with times where, you know, I'm going to deal with the fact that I might stumble. You know what I mean? But it's not about staying there. It's about get back. It's about getting up again. It's like, you know, we fall down, but we get back up again. So, and that's what it's about. But it's not staying there and staying on that level and staying in that frequency and staying in that energy, staying in that spirit and that mindset and trying to bring other people there, because that gives you back to that whole crab in the barrel, that whole misery loves company, to where you want to stump another person's growth. You don't want to see it. And this is what it's boiling back down to, where I feel like a lot of people in the conscious community don't want to see growth. They don't want to see you move on. They don't want to see, you know, a person get beyond, you know, doing things or maybe saying things that wasn't healthy for themselves and wasn't healthy for their community, and definitely wasn't healthy for the YouTube conscious community and for the unity that we see. So being the fact that we just try to grow from that personally and grow spiritually and grow mentally and even grow physically. Being the fact that we're trying to work on certain behavior and characteristics and things and mature from that. What I mean by grow is mature from a lot of behavior that was displayed. A lot of people don't want to see that. They want to still see you in that behavior. You could have been you could have a past of correcting that behavior. You could have a past of, you know, putting out publicly, you know, apologizing publicly and correcting and speaking on things publicly. You know what I mean? And you can have a past of that, but people will still choose to ignore. You know, they will never, you know, publicize or praise, you know, your corrections and the things that you've done to apply to yourself and how you try to grow and the growth that you apply to yourself and the strides that you make. They will never praise that, but they will always exploit, you know, your negative. And they will never let you grow from that, because they will always let your past haunt you. They will always bring that to the forefront. Even when they, you know, are being, you know, even when they have past of being, people are, you know, even when some of these people have, you know, pretended that they've accepted and moved on, they haven't. Or maybe if they have, they'll still use it as a way to pull down other brothers and sisters. They'll still use it as a way to stifle and stagnate, to keep the rest and the majority and the viewers who tuned in, you know, in that mindset and in that spirit and in that energy. And keep in mind, when you tune in, even when you tune into me, I'm having an effect on your energy right now. So because you're tuning in, you're letting it in. You're letting it in you're hearing me. So you're letting it in your mind, in your spirit. You're letting how I'm coming off in the energy that I'm exuding. You're letting that, you know, affect you. You're letting that in. You're processing that. So being the fact that you're ingesting or inhaling or you know what I mean. So you're taking that. So keep in mind, when you tune into something that's a negative and that stays on that negative frequency, you're going to stay in that negative frequency. You're going to stay in that mindset. You're going to be about that. So you got to question yourself and your reasoning and your purpose. You got to start looking at yourself, looking within and reevaluating and saying, okay, what is my purpose? What am I here for? Why am I here? What am I actually seeking? Am I actually seeking unity? Am I seeking black power? Is that what, am I seeking to be aware and conscious and be about elevating and pushing my people and be about uniting my people and be about pushing us and putting us first and building on us and re-strengthening us? Is it about that? Or is it just strictly being on, you know, keeping yourself distracted and occupied with drama that people want to disguise as entertainment? Is it strictly being about drama? Is it strictly watching somebody else get their character be dragged and pulled in the mud and dragged in the mud? Is it cool to see people, things that might ultimately lead to our liberation, be mocked and poked fun at? Stuff where we're supposed to be putting in work. We don't need to be continuously trying to, you know, distract our people with trivialness and with nonsense and with something that's not going to push us forward and stop this extermination and end this genocide and empower and lead to liberation. Because nobody has to keep telling you what's more important. You witnessing this daily. We speak on it. We do videos on it. We do live streams on it. So if we can speak on it and we can speak on it, we can talk about how we can post a comment and say we tired of these pigs and we tired of them getting away with it. Why can't our mindset stay on it? Why only time we want to care about it is when something happened? And shit, and if that's the case, shit happened daily, so your mind should stay on it, period. But being the fact that, you know, this happening, period, your mind should stay on it. The fact that we are under attack, it should stay on it. The fact that you face it, the fact that it can happen to you at any given time, it should be on your mind. Stop thinking and getting under the mindset that where it's not going to happen to you. You know, and this is what makes me feel about the Coon train, because I think about how a lot of people are getting in that mindset where they think that they protected. And I'm just like, you know, it don't matter if you're a coon. At any circumstance, something can happen. You know, and we can look at past, you know, tragedies that have occurred that shows it. Because, you know, when 9 people were killed in Charleston in the church, you know, we didn't know the livelihood. We didn't know, the person didn't know any of them. But that could have been any one of us. That could have been, any coon. So this is what people need to realize. Black police officers are harassed and targeted and beat down from white pigs and shot and beat and brutalized. So, and threatened. So it don't even matter because they're a police officer and they're still dealing with it. This article story about the black Florida state's attorney who was pulled over and the pigs couldn't even address it. The pigs couldn't even address it. They couldn't even tell her why she was being pulled over because they didn't expect her to be a state's attorney. And the only thing I could think of after this is saying, sis, I hope you fired him. So, this is what I mean. So I'm like, it don't matter your position. It don't matter what you do. It don't matter, you can still be targeted. If the celebrities get targeted. So, I feel as though with the Coon train getting so big, it's like they bringing a lot of our people in it. It's really affecting the conscious community. Like the Coon train is it's covering, it's hovering over like a cloud. It's covering, it's coming over like an eclipse, and it's starting to cover the conscious community, and the integration and the interracial and the Coon black cracker is infiltrating. It's covering the conscious community. It has infiltrated the conscious I'm gonna say conscious community, but the YouTube conscious community to where I'm trying to really focus on put all my energy into putting my boots on the ground in regards to elevate myself so I can be right, to put all my energy for my people. So when I see people on YouTube who are not in that mindset, when I see people on YouTube that are quick to stifle and stump, and stagnate, one's growth, a sister or brother, somebody who's going to actually fight on behalf of every melanated being that exists on this planet, I question the motive and the purpose behind that, question the reasoning for that. When you have melanated beings, and I can't really consider them black because I definitely can't see them for them race, and I can't consider them in that mindset either, and I'm trying not to refer to them as a coon. So but when I see melanated beings, regardless of male or female, that there's nothing but bang on their race, bang on people of their race, try to cause more and more division, and not just with the black race, but with the black male and female. When I see a consistency of that, when I see a consistency of pushing with uniting with the beast, when I see a consistency of defending this beast and downplaying and beating down on the race that you're supposed to be a part of. And when I see a consistency of that, and it's just degrading them to no end, slandering people, using people's names anyway, putting something there where it's not, just consistently, like I'll say, troll them. When people do that, I question, their reason and motive, and I'm starting to see a lot of them as coons. I'm starting to see a lot of them maybe as agents, and maybe they're just agent provocateurs, excuse me, and they're just here to provoke. Because as a person who came a part of, who first, came a part of this or was introduced to this conscious community, first became aware of this conscious community, and a person who, actually associated themselves with the conscious community. I didn't come in to bang on people. I didn't come in for that. I came in, seeking what they spoke on, revolution, and I came in seeking what they also spoke on, which is in regards to unification. When it turned out not to be on that, then the banging started. And it was banging in regards to people not standing up and practicing what they preaching. So I feel as though if we're going to bang, that's what you bang on. You bang on regards to somebody not standing up practicing what they preach on. You bang on somebody's not doing the solutions. You bang on somebody who's not speaking on behalf and trying to educate their people. You bang on somebody who's not revolutionary, who's really not against this beast, because this beast is not a friend and has proven that. So you bang on that. But when, and you bang on them in regards to not wanting to, deal with that. But you don't bang on them in regards to somebody, just because you just want to disrupt and bang on them, and you just want attention, and you just want to, stifle, or you just want to, cause a disturbance, or you just want to distract off the real mission and the real agenda, and you just want to do agent provocateur behavior. So, and that's a real reason. This is why we got a question, had they joined the Coon train? Were they always agent provocateurs? Were they just here to hear information and business? Did they showcase fake love? I think about the song, with Drake. Did they just come out pretending to be your friend and piecing you and sending you, hitting you up and sending you messages and, piecing you in chats and asking you to come on live streams? And, did they do all that simply because so they can bang on you? Simply so they can use things against you? Simply so they can keep, what's the word I want to use? Simply so they can keep, starting things or initiating, things where it isn't, so simply so, people can just cause drama. So, I got to question all of that. I got to question the people's purpose, their motive behind having a channel and speaking like that, and keeping their viewers stagnant, and keeping their viewers distracted, and keeping their viewers wanting to push integration, and making their viewers, brainwashing their viewers and the wanting to be about integration and about being about interracial. Because if I'm a viewer and I'm tuning into that, and I'm letting that energy affect me, and I'm watching that, what does that say about me? Does that say that, I co-sign that? I'm a supporter of it? If I tune into it, if I like it, if I agree with it, if I give it a view, if I watch it, if I, moderate it or whatever, am I co-signing? Am I co-signing when you speak on integration and when you speak on interracial? If I'm really a person that's about pro-black and black power? So I'm starting to know that a lot of people are jumping on that Coon train now. I guess it's easy for them. I guess they just want, white people's acceptance. Everybody wants to be a Tommy Sotomayor. Everybody wants his role. Everybody wants to, start. Next, you're going to hear motherfuckers saying that slavery, was something that we did. You know what I mean? Like they're going to start, next, you're going to start hearing those type of comments. Something that Tommy says. You're going to start hearing them saying that, they hope that, we get killed more by the cracker. So and I'm not, saying, but I'm just saying this is the type of shit that you're going to start hearing, because everybody wants to be Tommy Sotomayor. Everybody wants to be him. Everybody wants to be his role. Everybody's jumping on this Coon train. Everybody's trying to be Sheriff David Clark. They're trying to be Ben Carson. And I'm like, every time I turn around, this is what I'm seeing. Everybody's pushing the beast now. And it has infiltrated the YouTube conscious community. It's taken over. Like I said, the eclipse. It's covering it. You got to get out now. Get out while you still can. In regards to the ones that are, fake. And you have to be able to spot it. Unless this is, what, you're attracted to. So if that's what you're attracted to, then obviously you're going to tune it in. But that's not what attracted you to the conscious community. Then you wouldn't even pay it any mind. So I got to start questioning that. Questioning the reason why people would do that. Because, unless you're just jumping on a Coon train. And then that's something that you have to reevaluate. Because if that's what you're here for, I got to make sure that I, disassociate myself. So one thing I'm happy about is that people are slowly exposing themselves. People are slowly but surely exposing themselves, and as they do it, I'm slowly but surely dropping them and cutting them out of my life. And cutting them out of, YouTube life, YouTube conscious community life, because I can't associate with that. You know, if you about black power and you about brotherhood, sisterhood, and all that unity, then you got to stand behind that. If you about using this internet as a tool and a resource to build friendships in person and seek this and start, you know, and building up that chain, you know, and linking that, you know, chain link, you know, that fence, you know, and linking that, you know what I mean? Like if you want to start adding to that chain link and you want to be a part of it, then let's work it. But if you want to pretend and you want to come out and you want to showcase and display the fake love and you want to pretend that you was about something else, but really it was just to know people, you know, inner workings, just so you can discredit them and slander them, put them on blast, and you want to, you know, keep attacking them and, you know, and all that. When you wanted to do that and just pretty much situate yourself, be about that, and situate your platform and your channel on that, and just strictly situate your purpose and your purpose in life to be about that, and you want to strictly be on that frequency and in that mindset and on that level, and to strictly display that energy and evoke that energy and put that out here in the universe, then you're going to stay there, you know. And that's just where it is. And then that's when I got to realize that I don't want to be associated with it. I don't want to be affected by it, you know what I mean? So, which is why I don't even want, you know, people even, you know, speaking, you know, my name, you know, speaking on me, because I don't want to be associated with that whatsoever, because I'm not on that Coon train, you know, and I'm not on that negativity train. I'm here to bring positivity to my people. We under enough stress, you know, we under enough stress from white supremacy. Nobody is affected by the plague like black people. Nobody's oppressed more than us. So we have that, you know, we have our daily lives and our daily struggles. We have our past that we dealt with. You know, a lot of us live in there. You know, we have enough to face and to fight with. And then we have this extermination and genocide, you know, that, you know, has us, you know, a lot of us in fear. So, and where we got to be protective, you know, over the children, over our future. So generation. So that's enough in our mindset to where, and then we got to deal with the fact that we got a lot of our people that's still under that Willie Lynch brainwash mindset, that we trying to wake up and get them out of that, so we can be the powerful force that we need to be, so we can combat and fight back what we've been dealing with, and how do we, you know, continue to press forward. You feel me? So that's enough right now, to where we don't need to come in a conscious community and expect that everybody who's conscious then already started trying to figure out how they apply that consciousness and that information and knowledge that they possess to themselves, so they can learn to be a better individual and a more positive individual and have a more positive spirit, so they can turn, you know, be about, you know, bringing that positive energy to their communities and their people, you know, globally. So, you know, we can inspire and enlighten, which is why our purpose is supposed to be here in the conscious community, to support and uplift one another, to build one another up, not to pull each other down, because we already pulled down enough, especially from white supremacy's oppression. And can't not one melanated being, I don't give a damn how much you coon, can sit there and say that. Not one of them can. People want to sit there and say that they ain't facing oppression, but you don't make as much as your white counterpart, and you don't have the same, you know, rights and whatnot as your white counterpart. So, and you don't go through the same, you don't damn sure don't go through the same struggles, because yours is 10 times worse. So my fact is that nobody can say that shouldn't be on our mindset and nothing else. And what we need to definitely be focused on is just helping our people and being about our people. Nothing more important than that. So if nobody's on that and people ain't on that, this is what we need to start questioning. Because we damn sure we ain't got nothing else. We damn sure need to be using this YouTube conscious community as the outlet that it's supposed to be about. The outlet that it was initiated, it was started on, and it was started upon. That's what we're supposed to be on. That's the mindset. We can't be on nothing else. That's what we're supposed to tune into the YouTube conscious community for. We already going to deal with every time we walk in the, you know, live our daily life, dealing with just encountering energy vampires, encountering people who just want to just stifle, pull you down. That's what you're just going to deal with, because that's life. But in the YouTube conscious community, you know, I mean, people want to say, you know, in life we got balance and we got Mayat. Then where's the balance? Because I already named all the struggles that we deal with. So where does the balance come through? Shouldn't the balance come in through from the YouTube conscious community? Not just working on yourself and being more spiritual and seeking that inner peace and being righteous and, and being on point, being a more positive Indian and emanating that, and evoking that positivity. It's not just about that, but it's about the fact that I should have somebody to be able to link with, somebody to be able to talk to, somebody to be able to share that with, somebody to be able to, have what we say we want to link with like minds. So we should be able to have that like-minded. We should be able to have that out here already. And where else will we have it except for the conscious community, whether it's in YouTube or it's in person. And even we got in person, we damn sure should have it here too. So, and I'm not going to say, and everybody ain't know about that, but damn, it's a lot of majority now. You know what I mean? It's coming out with something different. They not being about what the conscious community should have been about. We not being on that mindset. We not being on that level, that frequency. We should be staying in that frequency. We should never be in no other frequency but that. So if people ain't on that, this is what we gotta question all of this. Why are we questioning? Like I told you, why are we quick to just swallow everything being fed? Why are we just quick to take on this energy? And we quick to just tune into it. We quick to co-sign it. And they don't even realize that we're jumping in the Coon train. Why ain't we quick to just take, notice of that? And be awake on that, be aware of that. That the fact that we're allowing it to turn to something else. We're not pulling it back and tell people, no, man, let's be about this. Let's be about the work. Let's be about unity. Let's be about boots on the ground. Let's not mock it. Let's be about rebuilding another Black Wall Street. Let's not mock it. Because that's what we're seeking. Let's not degrade each other and degrade our sisters. Let's not attack them. Let's not disrespect them. Let's not poke fun at them. Let's not slander and lie on them. Let's not keep trying to poke at them. Let's not antagonize them. Let's not provoke them. Let's not stifle them. Let's not pull each other down. Let's not be about that. Let's practice what we preach. So when I don't see, you know what I mean? So that's why I said, but in regards to, people who tune the negativity in, we got to question that too. What's their reason for tuning that in? So if they quick to do that, then we just like, okay, I guess they jumping on the Coon train. Because why would you want somebody here to disrupt the conscious community? Why would you want somebody here who's just quick to, tear it down? Why you want somebody here quick to tear down the reason that you even came across it? The purpose that you even wanted to be a part of it. The purpose that you was even seeking it. You don't got to let it turn into that. You don't have to follow the negativity. You could just follow the positive. You could just only allow that in. You could strictly be on the positive. You could strictly keep speaking on that. You could strictly not allow the negative energy in or to affect you. And you damn sure don't have to put it out there either, because karma's, So, it's a lot of that. So this is what we got to start realizing and thinking about, dealing with, Sorry, y'all, it's a little green tea. So, I think that's something that, we definitely need to be looking at. So, I'm watching everything. So I'm just thinking in regards to this Coon train, getting bigger. It definitely is. I think we got to be watchful over all of it. We got to look at all of it, question all of it, like I said, and watch each and every last person, that seemed to be jumping on it, and being a part of it. Because, and that goes for the viewers as well, not just the YouTubers, So, for me, I'm just going to continue to try to push forward, continue to just, check off as the Coons, as the Coons expose themselves for Coons or being Coons or coonish behavior. And as they start to expose themselves and jump on that train, I'm just going to check them off and continue to press forward and continue to keep my boots on the ground and continue to be about liberation and continue to be about my people who's actually wanting me to be about them and be about themselves and be for the people who actually about their people as well. Because only if you about your people will you want people who are about them people, and that's only what you will allow in and allow to affect your energy, and that's the only thing that you're going to even embrace and acknowledge, you know, and be about. But people who's not being on that, you damn sure won't be you know, even acknowledging their existence. So, and I'm gonna end it on that note. So peace and love. Thanks for everybody tuned in. Remember, y'all, keep heads up, keep the boots on the ground. Face.